Welcome back to the 628 Dirt Rooster channel, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life, and where we're setting up some bees we cut out today, which we'll show you the whole cutout in just a minute. It's going to be about a 3-second video of the march, because we just dumped them and they're irritated with the light. Bye. Pulling up in the Tractor Supply real quick to get some extra buckets. Gotta go do a cutout at a apartment complex. They're in the service closet around the plumbing. I don't know, it's been so long since I looked at it. I just remember something about the fire department inspecting it. I've been putting this one off for a month or month and a half. I gotta go get some buckets here real quick though, and we'll get on it. We're in old TSC. Gotta pick up some buckets. Gotta stay brand loyal on this one. Guy that's coming to help me today runs this store, and these bees are going with him. I got plenty. He's gonna take these and set them up. Gives me a little extra time to do other things. Picking up the last of their 2 Gamma Seal lids. If you're not familiar with these have a snap-on ring, fits on a 5-gallon bucket, and then and it's rubber sealed, and then there's a rubber seal lid here. Gives you a screw-on lid for your 5-gallon, just like Gamma used to use. Holy moly!
That's all you, man.
Wow! I can't believe they're hanging out inside like this. You never gonna stick around and have some fun?
I'm not feeling it. I don't want to get hot by a bee. But you got one in your bucket in here.
Oh, there's about 10 of them inside the truck.
Is bees in the truck?
Because Here's where they're coming in. I did a big removal day before yesterday and emptied the bucket this morning and then put it in my truck. Yeah, man, gonna be a hot day. There's their entrance. Probably starting at the top plate, coming down. This is really unusual for them to be clustering on the inside like this. Coming in here, got all this electrical to work around, coming in around that plate there. So I gotta cut this out. It's 8-foot ceiling, thankfully. And then I gotta put the sheetrock back when I'm done. No fun working up in that spot. It'll be a strong colony, but the heat doesn't go all the way to the ceiling. The heat stops at about 6 foot. I'm wondering if maybe there's some cross bracing in there, or if maybe the whole top is just full of honey and they're just not working that much. It's time for the Mr. Rogers. Gotta put on some dirty work shoes. Gotta keep the brooks clean. I'm smoking these off the wall, trying to see if there's a hole they've chewed or why they're hanging out right there. I'm betting that there's brood comb way down there and they're just hanging out at the warmth, at the hot spot in the hive. Kind of seeing where they're going. Looks like they're going back down towards that hole. And a few coming up here to this one. Yeah, there ain't no hole there. It's 5/8 rock. If you're familiar with construction at all, or if you've done this type of work before, you know there's no telling what's in that wall over there, so I'm being real careful. I'm on a stud here and I'm on framing here. I gotta try to find a stud here to walk down. My bottom cut's gonna be the ones probably out in the open right here. Got PEX water line. That ain't no good. You nick that stuff and you got problems. I don't think there's any water lines in that wall except for this discharge pipe that goes straight out, which is where they're coming in. But obviously there's electrical in the wall and I can't nick that either. So I gotta be super, super careful. I see comb already on the bottom of this box. Full of honey. Oh, nothing but honey so far. Honey, honey, honey. Which is nice, but it also makes the job really messy. This is a tape line at 4 foot. I'm starting midway of the wall because I wasn't getting a whole lot of heat signature up top. And nothing but honey so far. I know the brood is below this because of the heat on the FLIR. Dang it. Must be something in there for it to be bolted to, because it sure ain't wanting to break away. Unless they just built onto it that much. And it looks like it. Ow. Oh. I hope this is just a 4-inch wall. If it's a 6-inch wall like they said it is, that's gonna be a lot of honey, which is a good thing I stopped and bought buckets this morning. Good grief. Keeps going. Whoa. Couple of little bumpers in the face there. So far they're not being too hard to deal with though. Getting down to some brood combs now, I can see cells. I see brood cells right here, which is where I was showing heat on the FLIR. It's a big hive. And they aren't liking me right now. I smell bananas, which is the pheromone that they put off that the smoker covers up. It smells like bananas. That's their their alarm pheromone. Oh man. It goes on down the bottom of that wall, it looks like. I'm gonna flip this, make sure there's not a queen in here before I chunk it. So what we got so far. I think I'm gonna start working it right now, just taking the bottom off. Work it up as high as I can, and then make a decision from there as to how much higher I want to go. All right. Change shirts. It's too saturated. Too saturated to keep going. That's from about, well, you can see the 4 foot mud line. It's about almost 5 foot up. 16-inch stud cavity. I'm not sure yet if that's a 6-inch wall or a 4-inch. I'm fixing to find out as soon as I find my knife that I don't know where I just misplaced. Maybe I can get this spatula in there to see. Okay, it's a 4-inch wall. Alright. That's good. That's good for me. It's less honey, but it's also less work. Well, it's lunchtime and they don't seem to be coming out in the room too much. They were already coming out in the room and finding their way back in, so I'm not too scared of them piling up in here and dying. So I'm gonna let them do some cleanup and I'm gonna go take a lunch break. You know what, before I go, I'm just really curious how high this hive goes. What in the heck? Well, that was fun. I think I will go to lunch now. I didn't realize there was a smoke detector in here and I set off the alarm for the complex. I just went and had some lunch. Got some dry clothes on. I'm feeling all fresh. Got some backup. with some dry pine straw because it rained yesterday and everything's wet. So I've been having a hard time keeping the smoker lit, which is probably a good thing because I did set off the alarm for the complex.
I heard.
Word got out. Come take a look. Oh yeah.
There's a bunch.
Yeah. Proud sponsor of Scraping the Coast. I got a lot of comb to remove, but I also got a lot of bees to get out of the way. I think you can probably tell right here, there's no way I could remove any of this comb until I get some of these bees off of here. The combs look like they stopped. Matter of fact, you can see the end of it. That's the end of the hive pretty much. Bottom edge right there. About 1.5 feet off the floor. I don't have a lot of room to work up in this little closet. I'm just gonna do the best I can for you.
You already smoked them?
Nah, I haven't smoked them since I've been back. I'm gun shy about the fire alarm now.
It's alright, he's here, he can turn it off.
He called it in, told him not to send any response units out, so we should be good till 5 anyway. I got the box right here behind me though, I know how to turn it off now.
You would have been load up your smoker?
One good thing about this is the doorway is right here. So he doesn't get loose in here, they're just going right out and coming back around.
You realize before?
Right now we're just knocking numbers down so we can work. A lot of bees in here. Not sure, I hope this thing don't go to the ceiling, but the heat signature on it kind of dies around here. It just kind of fades out. It's not a definite break where there would be any framing or something. But it kind of fades out right here, and above that it's not really much of anything, so that's why I'm saving that maybe section at a foot at a time. The less I tear out, the better. It's a cow tongue. First comb we pulled was all pollen. Second comb, brood comb, eggs, all the way down to eggs. We know we got a queen that's laying right now. Doing a good job. And that's the first brood comb. Another cow tongue. Good stuff. All right, here's our brood combs so far. You might notice we're not framing up. There's a good reason for that. I might go in depth on that later, but this time of the year, don't even bother trying to save brood. Start them over and feed them, let them build more. By the way, this time of the year is end of July. These are our honeycombs. We're cutting and saving. Bottom edge of it's got a good bit of pollen in it. A bunch of pollen in your honeycombs will make cloudy honey, but it's just pollen. It's healthy, 100% natural and raw. Nothing wrong with it unless you're trying to get some grocery store looking clear honey. which most people won't. They don't want cloudy honey, but I don't mind it at all. I'll eat it, and my neighbors love it. And so it is what it is.
A lot of work.
So this is one of those hives. Been in there for 2 weeks. 2 months actually is what they thought this one had been here, but it's been here for a good long while. Once I get the whole thing out, I'll know a little better, but it's been in here since last year. Who noticed it?
The lawn care guys. And they came by with their string trimmers. They didn't last long.
Wing, wing, go! Yeah, sometimes they don't react well to little 2-stroke motors. I don't know. I've mentioned it before, but I don't know if I ever finished the videos that I mentioned it on. But I like to leave a number of bees while I'm working, especially if I've got honey running, because they do such a good job of cleaning up behind me. And it doesn't. If there's a lot of bees left in the wall while we're working, it really doesn't take them long to clean up the mess that I'm making. Now, it's not running far. There's a long ways for it to go before I have to start digging further and cleaning it up. If it was really runny and uncapped and stuff, I would pack that wall with plastic to keep stuff from running down in there. And still, even if I'm doing a residential and I know there's a chance of comb falling down the wall, I'll stuff that bottom of that wall just to keep from having to dive for it, keep from having to cut more wall to grab something that I accidentally dropped. There they are on cleanup detail. All right, there's about a 5-gallon bucket of comb honey. We got darker honey in the bottom and lighter up top, and I'll separate it when I get home. But about to put a lid on this, run the bees that can fly off of it, put a lid on this, go back in and cut some more sheetrock because we still got more honey to get out. Is there comb up that high? Yeah.
Holy shit.
Does it stop right there?
On this side it does.
Let's let that run, let them work on it for a little bit. Ow.
Sorry.
No, it wasn't you, it was me. I just dropped that fan down the back of my leg.
Oh, shit.
What? What happened?
Yeah, get the vacuum.
Get the vacuum. Okay.
We found where they were hiding.
Yeah. That's really unusual for them to not start building at the top plate, but it happens. Let's see, it went from about 1.5 feet off the floor. We had brood for a couple feet up on one side. All the rest is just solid honey. All this top, I'm thinking probably gonna be Chinese tallow, popcorn trees. Just judging by the color and the color of the combs. They got a lot of bees up top and a queen to look for.
And they're educated bees.
Yeah, they've been reading in their off time. I've been smoking them quite a bit while I was removing those lower combs. And I knew they were going somewhere because I knew we weren't vacuuming all of them. And now we know where they went. We dropped our queen clip somewhere on the ground down here. Got to find it so we can snag her once we find her. Because I know she's up top somewhere and we're going to look for her. We're just going to give them a quick once over. See if we see her anywhere. Because she wouldn't likely hang out on the honeycombs. She can. They do sometimes, but She's more than likely tucked up here in a corner somewhere. Hiding from the bee police. Back up for a better view. See if I can adjust the ISO on this thing. A lot of times I like to let a hive rest during the removal. You know, sometimes it's a good thing because the queen will come out, bees will cluster, kind of like you see it here. They'll group up, makes them easier to vac. They'll clean out the wall. Today we got robbing going on though. That's what all this activity is on this bucket. On the back of my truck, I got this bucket of cut comb, or of comb honey here. Little pan there. We got more to cut out. I can't even open this without bees running into it. There's bees in it. I'm trying to get them out, but as soon as I open the lid, 10 more run in there. So, about to get back on it. Flick them like this for you, top of your finger. There you go.
Not bad for a terrified person, huh?
No, not bad at all. If you hold it over your little pan there, you catch all that honey that's dripping there. I knew you were gonna catch a sting. We still got about another gallon of honey to pull out of the wall. And now it's time to vac all these girls and look for the queen as we go. The platform pop kind of scared me. There's my queen. There's our queen. Caught her up in the corner, as you probably saw. Now we can set her aside, and we don't have to be so careful. We can just go ahead and vac the rest of them up. All right, at this point we ain't looking for a queen, so all we gotta do now is just not make them mad. And we can suck up bunches and bunches at a time.
Where do you think this other hive is?
I don't think it's real close because it took too long for them to find it.
Put your finger over that hole for a second.
I got it. It's a sure sign of robbing. We got some fighting going on. And you see all this airborne. These are from different colonies aside from the one we're pulling. We're wrapping it up and putting up tools, just looking at the robin and then some bees that have decided to take care of this queen. All these in the air don't belong to this hive we just pulled. These are from other colonies. They found this wall, found the entrance, and they found the doorway. I'm gonna leave this door open for a few minutes. Let them get as much as they can of that just running down the wall. I'll come back in here this evening after dark, pick up any that's clustered up, go ahead and close that hole up, and then I'll come back tomorrow and fix the sheetrock. That was a right pleasant job today. Kind of cool, breezy. I say kind of cool. It only got to 90 or 88 or something like that, but it's breezy. Had a fan, working in the shade the whole time, not working overhead, and the bees were really cooperative. I only got stung twice, and it's just because I stuck my hand in the wrong place. Lots of honey. The colony is going to Ronnie's house, my buddy that was there with me. We'll go put those bees in a hive at his place tonight, and before that I'll go back over here to this apartment complex. It's not too terribly far from me. I'll go in there after dark and vac up any bees that are clustered, close up that hole. Right now I want to leave that entry open for all those robin bees to finish cleaning out what they can of that wall. I don't mind doing that as long as people know to stay away. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Got my queen riding up front, first class. As soon as I get home, I'll lay her on top of a vac box just so she's with her colony. Put my outdoor sink to good use. Cleaning up some crushed comb, some cappings. I've been labeled